All right, in this video, we're going to be reviewing inequalities and how to solve and graph them. And this is going to be for questions 23 through 27. Now, I'm not going to be clicking and dragging in my video like you guys do in the Google Slides. I'm just going to draw in my answers. But in your Google Slides, you're going to click and drag either one of these two circles up into the picture, and then you're going to click and drag one of these two arrows depending on which way we shade it. All right. So first, let's just review how to solve this. We have a coefficient here, and so we're going to be dividing both sides by the coefficient, and therefore we're dividing both sides by this -5. Now that cancels out, and we have x over here, and a positive divided by a negative is a negative. And because we divided both sides by a negative here, y'all, we will flip the symbol. And so for this one, we're going to be graphing x is greater than -2. So you're going to pick here. We have the open circle that you're going to click and drag onto -2, and then for greater than, it's going to be shaded in this direction. All right, so that shows x is greater than -2. We flip the symbol because of the -5. All right, now for the next one, number 24. A strategy I'm going to recommend for some of you is to rewrite it so that the x is on this side and still let the alligator symbol eat the 10. And that'll just help some of you see that when you drop the line, you're just going to subtract the constant of 8 on both sides. And then x is on this side for when you want to graph it. X is going to be less than or equal to the 2. All right? Now over here, not everybody needs that. Some of you can easily see over here -8 and -8, which means in your answer, you're going to have the 2 over here, and then you just leave the x on this side. That still shows that x is less than this 2 or equal to. So this time, we're going to put the closed circle. In the Google Slides, you're going to click and drag, and you put the closed circle. And for less than, we are going to be shading back in this direction. So you'll click this arrow and drag it up, and that'll show the solution of x is less than or equal to the 2. Now, when you're typing in the answer right here, it doesn't matter to me which way you prefer to type it in, but you do want to make sure you have that symbol underlined. So for that little part, just hit the Control-U to underline it, or up top you can format it and underline just that little inequality symbol, all right? Now for 25, once again, we have a coefficient, and it is negative, so we will be flipping our symbol here. This time we don't need to worry about graphing it on the number line. So x here is going to be greater than, and a +50 divided by a -10 is a -5. So x is greater than or equal to -5, and that one's going to be B. And now for number 26, we have a constant. The constant's -4, so we're going to add 4 to both sides. And that cancels out over here. X is going to be less than or equal to, and a -12 plus 4 is at a -8. All right, so x is less than or equal to -8. And we can leave the answer with the variable on that side because they're on this side in the answer choices, so we're good to go to pick C. All right, we have one more inequalities problem to review, and it's question 27 here. It wants to know which one of these is a value of x that will make this true. Now we're going to be really careful here when we solve. We're going to add 4 to both sides. We're going to be very careful here because we get that x is supposed to be less than 1. And I'm very worried that a lot of you are going to come over here now and pick 1. But if I plug in 1, y'all, 1 minus 4, that's not less than -3. We would need the or equal to part. So we know plugging that in won't work. We need something over here that's less than the 1. And that's why for this type of problem, we pick the -1. Now look what happens when we plug this in. -1 minus 4 is -5. And -5 is less than -3. So be very careful here. This one wants to know just one answer that is going to satisfy this part, while questions like this want us to find something that's going to beat all of the possible answers. And that takes care of the videos on inequalities up through question 27. Thank you.